Alright. Resetting the tool. Faerie Dragons. A tiny dragon with 15 AC. As I mentioned before, it's tiny. 44 hit dice. 13 Constitution. Wisdom, we'll just throw that in. 16 Charisma. And it should be a CR2 since we're looking at the blue version. With all that out of the way, we'll take a skip down into the skills area and see that we have really nothing going on here. Next we move into the monster traits area and we have superior invisibility. So since we have that, I'll go ahead and throw that in, giving the Faerie Dragon a +2 effective AC bonus. And then after that, we have limited telepathy. Using telepathy, the dragon can magically communicate with any other Faerie Dragon within 60 feet. So we have no effect there. We have magic resistance, giving our Faerie Dragon another +2 effective AC bonus. Already giving +4 now because of the invis and the magic resistance. And then we have innate spellcasting, which in the older books wasn't part of the action section like we saw from Van Richten's. So let's see what our blue dragon can do. And the dragon's innate spellcasting ability is Charisma. It can innately cast a number of these spells requiring no material components. As the dragon ages and changes color, it gains additional spells as shown below. So then, that means our blue Faerie Dragon has from red up to blue. Fantastic. So this gives the Faerie Dragon Dancing Lights, Mage Hand, Minor Illusion, Color Spray, Mirror Image, Suggestion, and Major Image. So it looks like the innate spellcasting for our Faerie Dragon doesn't really do much of anything except conditions and status effects and such. So let's skip down into the two actions that the Faerie Dragon has and see what we have here. Well, first off, we have its Bite, and it has a +7 to hit, which is pretty amazing, but it is a CR2, so that's that. On top of that, it only does 1 point of damage, which is really funny. And at the moment, we're looking at a CR1/2, surprisingly enough. But let's see what we have for the Euphoria Breath. The dragon exhales a puff of Euphoria gas at one creature within 5 feet. The target will succeed on a DC Wisdom save, or for 1 minute, the target can't take reactions and must roll a d6 at the start of each of its turns to determine its behavior during the turn. I don't see how they got a CR2 from this Faerie Dragon when there's really, quite literally, nothing going on here. We've got a whole bunch of spells that do status effects or conditions here. The only possibility is Mirror Image, and that one's tricky. I'm not sure how to work out Mirror Image. I mean, if anything, it's probably going to add in maybe a little bit more AC. So let's say we give Mirror Image +2 effective AC bonus. And that's only going to shift it up to a CR1. How does a blue, indigo, violet, or green get even higher than that? For the Faerie Dragon, unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with a, I don't know. As far as I can see, a highly overrated monster. But there's clearly got to be something going on here with the innate spellcasting and the Euphoria Breath somehow, because of the way it's controlling players. But with what I've seen prior to this, or generally speaking, condition effects don't do anything. And at the moment, I have to stick with that. So the Faerie Dragon seems to be a highly overrated monster at CR1/2, at least from all the stuff I can find for it. Your results may vary, especially with all the spells it can potentially cast.